Okay, so I haven't even eaten because as soon as I got in, I made sure the boys had their food. And then I started videoing right away, and then I screwed up the video. So, you know, that really is great. I have time to waste. My poor food is cold. Wah. And anyway, the boys are tucked in, so I'm going to go real quickly. It died about right here. And I talked about even and odd. So then, yes, we can share it. It's fair when it's even. Fractional part, this is where I said, remember that fractions have, how do we know we're looking at a fraction? I would assume the kids say it has a numerator and denominator. How do we know which one is numerator? Nod your head, that's your top. Get down and shake your bottom, which is your denominator. Denominator says divided into. Well, the ice cream is divided into 6 bars. Each teacher gets 3. So this teacher gets 3 out of 6. This teacher gets 3 out of 6. How do we say this? 3/6. And I wrote it, circled that THS, and said 3 parts out of 6. And you know what I know about 3 out of 6? If I take 6 and cut it in half, hi-ya! 3 is on each side. That's half. Half here, half there. So 3/6 is also a half, because 3 is half of 6. And then I explained out loud that these are the we do's. So I would give the kids the direction of they're going to go and they're going to work on these in their tables or with a partner or two nearby. I expect you to whisper, which sounds like this. I do model like what it sounds like, good whispering and what bad whispering sounds like. I would explain to them that I expect to see them highlighting what they're looking for and to be using their strategies, and that I'll be moving around just kind of seeing it. I'm going to give them 10 minutes, I said, and I said that I would put it on a timer. Someone told me you can do timers on Dojo. I always just went to Google, typed in online timer, and it was the first link. It has lots of timers. I liked the bomb. And then I put it on the overhead so the kids knew. But either way, 10 minutes. And I would walk away from them for the first 2 just to make sure that they start. Like, they shouldn't get up and come to you because you're like, no, you haven't even done anything. Go sit down. So get them to where they're reading. And then I'd start wandering around, like, are they highlighting? Are they highlighting everything, or are they doing it right? Do they have the equal? Are they finding their fair shares? Brag on them if they are. Give them dojo, like, ooh, I love this group says fair share. Look at that. Or hey, I see, y'all don't have anything highlighted. A naked word problem, that's not what I want. I don't know that you've even read it. When kids ask me for help and they haven't highlighted anything, I'm like, I don't even know that you've read it, man. And if they've highlighted and done nothing else, have you even tried drawing a picture? Have you found keywords? Do not help if they have not tried to help themselves. And like I said, in the first video, 10 minutes. Now, if you see that all of them are done before 10, stop it. If at 10 minutes, none of them are finished, but they're close, give them another 3. If you see that 3/4 are done at 10 minutes, go for it. Because, I don't wait for everyone. And then I just modeled that, then I actually did my summarizing. And then I did the equal is divide. So y'all should have found that. Or I would say I saw a lot of you had that marked. Good job. 8. All right, so there are 4 classmates, and so you get 1, the first one gets 1, the second one gets 1, the third one gets 1, the fourth one. The first one gets 1, the second one gets 1, the third one gets 1, the fourth. So this first one gets 2, the second one gets 2, and so on. And fractions have numerators, denominators. I didn't go through the whole spiel again. I already been there. Divided into, well, we're divided into 8. Each friend, this friend, gets 2. Each one receives 2 of the 8. How do we say it? 2/8. And yes, because it's even. I repeated that. Even numbers end in 0, 2, 4, 6, 8. 8 pieces is, yes, definitely going to be fair shared. This one, y'all should have summarized that you're looking for fractional amounts of peanut butter cups, such and such, fair share, blah, blah, blah. Will each friend receive 1? Well, there are 4, which is an even number, but there's only 3 people. So if you get a peanut butter cup and this one, you're left with 1. So can you equally split 4 between 3 people? No. Are there any remaining? Well, what does it mean to be remaining? Leftover. Are there leftovers? Yes. How many? 1. And then all I said was looking at their homework. You know, I would definitely, and this, by the way, is in Tori's tray, and I even emailed it to y'all. I would get the whole class to read the directions and then say, okay, so y'all aren't going to ever use any of these twice, and you're not even going to use all of them. There's going to be a few extras. But it should be repeated stuff that y'all have been teaching. Fractions contain a numerator, that's the top, a denominator, the bottom. The blank number says divided into. Denominator says divided into, so that's the bottom number. Top number says know what you're looking for. Numerator, no. If you see a fraction with a less numerator than denominator, like 3/4, it's a part, a partial amount. And if they're the same, the numerator and denominator, then it's a whole amount. And if a numerator is 1, it is a unit fraction. So this should all be review. One thing I did notice when I printed is that the 4/4 that should have been in the blank went over the word such. I'd point that out, but not a big deal. These go right along with the assignment today. This is review. And these are review. What I did say, though, that I thought was really important is your daily schedule. I mean, when y'all get into the classrooms, and I feel like y'all do a good job of it. I've seen that. You know, you've got to have a sense of urgency. Get in, kids, get settled, get going. And your routine should be 10 to 15 minutes of multiplication facts. According to y'all's calendar, and I saw that Tori had it on her door. I'm sure y'all do too somewhere. I just happened to see hers yesterday, or today, sorry. Y'all should be on the 9 facts. And in fact, I think Monday was the 9s. I don't know, but I know 9s. So your first 10 to 15 minutes should be fluency. Practicing multiplication. Definitely be practicing the 9s because that's where they're supposed to be at. If you know kids are still on the 6s or 3s or whatever, definitely practice that too. It could be games. It could be read it, write it, say it, like pull out notebook paper. Or let's count by multiples. Let's do 3 more. Let's draw 3 off to the side like this. You could do multiplication like this. 3, 4, 5, 6, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you could make them write the multiples, which I think is okay. Or even better, 3 times 1 is 3. So maybe write the multiples first. That would be a good idea. And then 3 times 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9. 3 times 4 is 12. So let's see if we did that with 9s. So 9, and y'all should know 9 plus 9 is 18. Actually, the 9s have the trick. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Write the multiples, and then beside them, we're going to read it, write it, say it. 9 times 1 is 9. Do y'all see how it? And then 9 times 2 is 18. So everyone should be reading and writing and saying it. 9 times 3 is 27, because this is 3 groups of 9. Or maybe 4 times 9 is 36, 4 groups of 9. 5 times 9 is 45, same thing. This is a very solid strategy because it's the reading it, it's the writing it, it's the saying it. And then I would even make them do it again. And I always made them do definitely the big fact or ones they were struggling on. Some of them, it could be, you know, like I said, watching the songs on YouTube. The 9 song is actually very catchy. The 9 song is 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 99, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 72, 81, 90. So this is a YouTube one. So YouTube it, read it, write it, say it. You should be on 9th as a teacher if you were following the calendar, because the kids have 3 days to pass them. If at that 3rd day the student hasn't passed them, they're coming in at recess and doing this whether they want to or not. This is no longer an option, because if I have a kid not keeping up with the calendar, maybe if they're 1 day behind, not such a big deal. But if they're really struggling, I would have already contacted parents and said, hey, I sent home a letter about multiplication. We're supposed to be on the 9s, but he's actually 5 days behind. We're going to have an ice cream party. I would really hate for him to miss out on that, or, you know, only have one scoop while everyone else is having a sundae. So I really need y'all to be practicing at home with him. And, you know, do I need to send you the calendar again? But get that phone call in and let him know until he catches up, he's going to be in at recess practicing them, and not as punishment, because it is essential to his success to learn these facts. Because in 3rd, you know, luckily a lot of it's pictorial, but by 4th grade, it's all multiply and divide and double digit and long division. And after 4th and on, I mean, this is a huge part of all of their math. Simplifying fractions, square roots, square numbers, equivalent fractions. I mean, I could go on and on. Big part. Now, before I start calling them in at recess, if I see that they haven't passed, I might pull a kid up and go, okay, what is 9 times 2? I would call them out of order. Like, what's 7 groups of 9? If the kid's counting, I don't really care about that. What I do care about is I can't wait for 1 minute. So if the kid can quickly go 9, 18, 27, 36, 45, 54, 63, 63. If they could like maybe say the multiples because of the song, great. What's 3 groups of 9? 9, 18, 20, 27. What's 5 groups of 9? 9, 18, 27, 36, 40, 45. If they could be doing something pretty quick for me, I would pass them. I would definitely ask them out of order. You'd want to get the 0 to 9 all the way to the 10 times 9. You can go up to 12 if you want, but 3rd is really only responsible for recalling up to 10, although a lot of their questions are 12s. So just a thought. I give them the chance to tell me it orally before the recess part, because some kids know it. They just can't beat that time. And time, y'all should not be giving them more than 10 minutes. Or 2 minutes, I would think, for 25 questions. I mean, really, they're 1 minute tests. So giving them another 2, if they truly know it, that should be enough. So anyway, practicing 10 to 15 minutes, then the 5-minute times test. And this is another thing. You should immediately grade it. You can't grade it as a whole group. You go by. And I'm kind of doing this for a reason, so hold on. So you've got all the 9 facts. Let's say they have all of these answered except this last row of 5. Well, if they have 1 times 9 up here correct, and a 3 times 9, and a 7 times, if they have all of these unanswered ones correct, I'm going to pass them. Yes, they didn't finish the whole thing, but I know that they could have answered these because they were answered up here. The kid ran out of time. Good, you know your 9s. Moving on. Now, if they skipped all the 3 times 9s, nope, you never answered 3 times 9. You're not passing. So to me, in my opinion, this is my opinion, it doesn't have to be 100%. In my opinion, could you figure these out if I'd given you another 15 seconds? You could have, great, then you know your 9s. Now, if they have a fact wrong, a product wrong, the answer, no. That's 20 minutes of your lesson. Then you definitely should be reviewing homework. If you're not doing this, you're losing that spiraling, which is vital to success. I would go over some of the ones from today. The kids don't have to grade them. I just put a blank on my overhead. I would definitely do some of the subtraction with regrouping because they're struggling with that. Definitely go over some of the newer concepts or ones you saw them asking for help on. That's another 10. So right here, we've got 30 minutes. And then 30 to 40 minutes for notes. Let's say the 40. So now you're at 70 minutes. Well, you have 20 minutes of work time, which is plenty because they can have homework. A third grader can have up to 30 minutes of homework. So it's okay. If they've got 20 minutes here, they're fine. This should be that daily routine, though, and they've got to get on that calendar.